Hi guys, happy snow day. So I already tried to film this once and then got cut off because I apparently only get 5 minutes. So I'm gonna talk a little bit fast, but I'm gonna try and recommend some books to you guys today while you are hopefully inside and staying warm. I want to tell you about some things that you might enjoy reading. So one of the books that you might like is Dear Martin by Nic Stone. I just finished this one last night. I started on Martin Luther King Day, so that's only been a couple days. So that's how quickly it reads. It is a short book and it is signed to you guys. I got to meet Nic Stone when she had her book released, and she had a conversation with Angie Thomas, which was one of my favorite author events ever, because Nic Stone is an awesome human, and so was Angie Thomas. And then I got to see them both again at my nerdy English teacher conference. But I enjoyed this story a lot. This is a story about Justice, who is an African-American student in a school that is mostly white. And he is very smart and very successful, headed for great things, and he's trying to navigate his senior year of hhigh school. And early on in the story, he has an unfortunate encounter with a police officer where he's trying to help a friend of his who is drunk and trying to drive, and he's trying to keep her from doing that and keep her safe. So he's doing a good person thing, but the problem is the police officer thinks that he's trying to assault his friend, and so grabs him and puts him in handcuffs and takes him down to the station and tells him that it's because he's wearing a hoodie, and what is he doing with this white girl, and she's one, not a white girl, and two, it's not at all what was happening. He completely misrepresented what was happening, or misinterpreted what was happening. And Justice knows this is because he's black. And so throughout the story, he's trying to figure out how to navigate this world that he lives in, where the color of his skin colors the way everyone sees him. And he's trying to do that by looking for advice from the person who he thinks is going to be the most equipped to be able to tell him. So he intersperses his story throughout with journals, like letters to Martin Luther King Jr. asking for advice, like, what would you do in this situation? Here's this challenge I'm facing with my friend in class. Here's this challenge I'm facing with this guy in my class who's not my friend and who makes assumptions about me. And so it doesn't shy away from things, which I appreciate, and it's a fast read. It's very compelling. I think you guys really like it. So I'm bringing that to class next time we're there. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll see. That's one that you might like. Then, here's another one that I think you would enjoy. Talking quickly again because I don't want to run out of time. This is Landscape with Invisible Hand. It's by M.T. Anderson, whom I love, and it is also very short and allegorical. So the story here is that aliens have invaded Earth, and they're kind of fascinated by humans, but they're definitely dominant. They have taken over Earth, and so humans struggle for survival. It's difficult to make money, it's difficult to get jobs, and the main character's mom can't get a job, and so he decides that he's going to take on this kind of like reality TV for the aliens kind of work, because the aliens are so fascinated by kind of 1950s Americana type culture things. They enjoy watching romances that take on a 1950s, let's go to the sock hop, let's, go to a drive-in theater kind of cutesy kind of thing. So he and his girlfriend take on this role, only of course partway through this job that he's supposed to be doing, they break up and they hate each other, and it's pretty uncomfortable, but they have to pretend, they have to maintain the facade so that they can continue to make money. They're both the only person in their family who's making any kind of money at all. And to compound that, the main character struggles with an intestinal medical condition, and so he has a lot of challenges. It's really interesting. It's such a short book, but it's so fascinating. You think the whole time, like, it's not hard to read, the language isn't difficult, but there's lots of thinking to do. So I think you guys would really like that one. And then Orbiting Jupiter by Gary Schmidt is also a really good story. It's about a boy and his parents, and they take in a foster kid, and all they know about this foster kid is that he tried to kill a teacher, and so there's kind of an intimidation factor there, and then also he doesn't really speak, this new foster brother, and so they don't know a lot about him. But as the main character, Jack, starts to get to know Joseph a little bit more and a little bit more, he learns that there's so much more to him than, of course, he ever would have imagined. So it's also a very short, very quick read. I think the longest any student who's borrowed this has had it is for like 2 days, and they usually bring it back and they're like, they loved it. So I think you guys would really like this one. That's one. And then, I have to talk fast. The very last one is Bull. It's a novel in verse, and it's the story of the Minotaur. And I think you guys would really, really enjoy it. The poetic structure, like, sorry, I'm very unorganized because I'm trying to go so quickly. David Elliott is the writer here, and he's done some really interesting poetic structure. So the different characters have different structures, like different forms of poetry that they write in, and that kind of helps you to understand their personality and what they're talking about. It does shift perspective. It does have some mature content, but it's fascinating. So I highly recommend that one. Okay, So here's the challenge for you. If you want to get 5 points on any assignment of your choice, then you can record yourself briefly telling us about the book that you're reading and why we might enjoy it. Upload it to our Google Classroom, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have.